Hello, everybody. It's Dr. Rick here, dropping in on you. Hope everybody is having an unbelievable week. You know my saying that there are going to be those days, there are going to be those weeks. Sometimes it's going to be those months, and then at least once in your life, there's going to be that year. But if you're still breathing, you're still in the fight, and I can't impress that upon you enough. Life isn't about coasting through. It isn't about easing through. Life is not about circumventing the challenges and vicissitudes that are going to be a part of your path towards something better. It's about withstanding it. It's about pushing through it. It's about trusting the process. It's about refusing to give up. It's about not being relenting in your pursuit of this thing that you say you want more than anything else. It's that simple. And so if you're still breathing, you're still in the fight. Don't look so much at where you're at. Pay attention to where you're going, because the joy is in the understanding that you're moving towards something worthy of your attention, worthy of your passion, worthy of you striving and going through some of the challenges you're going through. I often tell people that once you truly discover your purpose, it will ignite your passion and it will explain your pain. Okay, I'm going to get into this right now. So here's what I did. Yesterday, I was wondering, I'm like, what can I do that will help people who may not see the value in working with me for 12 weeks, for a year? Because that's just awesome opportunity right now to purchase a 12-week package and get the 52-week package as a free upgrade. And say, so what if people don't see the value in that? What if, they aren't ready to go all in like that? And what is another way that I can add value to their life? What is another way that I can enhance their life? What is another way I can positively impact their life so that I know that my presence or my influence in their life has been a good one? And, obviously I'm doing these sessions every day, these theme sessions, Monday through Friday. Obviously, all of my content on YouTube and on the website is absolutely free. You can go to and go through it. And thousands of videos, thousands of articles, all that stuff is out there, and that's great. But what about something precise that they can get into that is something that they can see value in and reap the benefits of pretty quickly? So I literally started to contact my former clients and some current clients. And, these people are actually people who have spent money with me. But the thing is, they said, if you want to go something that isn't, a platinum package type affair, that crushing limiting beliefs course, 15 modules, hours of video lecture, and a step-by-step process of overcoming limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs stop so many people from achieving their dreams, achieving their goals, setting and striving for goals, because they don't believe it's possible, and the beliefs aren't true. They're just what they have learned. And so what I'm doing now is, instead of all the other stuff that I've been doing, just today, um, I'm presenting the Crushing Limiting Beliefs course at a discounted price. It's in the description box. It is a self-paced course, but you can email me with any questions once you start the course. I'm going to give you a free follow-up session worth $425 to sit down with me after you take the course, to make sure it sticks and to make sure that you have questions answered. This course has been around for a while. It has proven to be highly successful. And that's the theme. Everybody had some different things to say, but the one thing that seemed to pop up the most was crushing limiting beliefs. I've taught it live. You're going to get those lectures. But I designed it to be a self-paced course that people can get and take on their own. And these 15 modules will change your life. And I think that the price point on it is great. If you're truly looking to move something, there's nothing more frustrating to be in a standstill or stagnant position. There's nothing more frustrating, at least to me, to feel like you're not making progress. And the thing is, you can make progress so slowly that you can't feel it. And you've got to learn how to measure that. But when you're knowing, I haven't taken the first step and I haven't done this, and there's something in your heart yearning for something, but you won't pursue it, you need to understand that there's more than likely a belief that is anchored somewhere in you that tells you you can't have it. And the truth of the matter is, if it's good and it blesses you and it blesses other people, it will not be withheld for you, but you have to go after it. You have to be willing to pursue it. You have to be willing to possess it. You have to be willing to step out on faith and go get it. I created this course because one of the things that I consistently encountered when people were coming to me is that they were anchored in beliefs that were literally paralyzing them and stopping them from moving on things that could truly bless their lives. People were paralyzed as far as relationships, paralyzed as far as career opportunities, paralyzed as far as starting businesses, paralyzed in in the pursuit of so many things that could really put them in good positions. They were sitting in a place hiding because of what they believed was impossibility. And I created this course because I don't believe in impossibility. I believe in commitment and relentlessness and going after things. And yes, it takes patience. Yes, it takes commitment. Yes, you're going to have to be willing to go the distance. Yes, you're going to get knocked on your behind. All of that stuff is true. But there's nothing like experiencing the fulfillment of going after a vision, a dream, an idea, a goal, an aspiration, and sitting on it. When I tell you that there's nothing like touching a dream, there's absolutely nothing like touching the green. And my fear and my concern is that so many people are going to live this life and never live. Never touch a dream, never truly get outside of the box, live in the mill of the rat race and just go, 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 and never truly touch something that people think is impossible. That's the most unbelievable feeling, is to experience God moving in your life through you. And that's what touching of dream is. It's taking a vision and walking into it. And let me tell you, it's not easy, but it's fulfilling. And I'm going to move on. And the link is in the box. But I really wanted, to say, okay, what can I do? And I'm thinking, what can I do? And they're saying that crushing limiting beliefs, Doc. That crushing limiting beliefs, and I've gotten people to really truly um, give me some insight on how I touch their lives, and it's amazing. But anyway, Thankful Thursday. And people say, well, what is, this whole thankful thing, being great, gratitude, uh, what is it all about? Well, I tell you all the time is gratitude is so important to me that I literally sit up and make it the most important priority of my morning. Before I get out of bed, the first words that exit my mouth is thank you. I don't have to think about it. I'm not looking for something specific. I'm sitting up and establishing my intent to be grateful. Now, granted, let me tell you something. Life happens. So the idea that someone goes through life every day and doesn't have difficulties, doesn't go through things, and people who know me personally know this has been a very challenging year for me. But the one thing that I refuse to relinquish is my gratitude. I refuse to stumble across pain and surrender my gratitude. I refuse to stumble across delay and frustration and surrender my gratitude, because I understand that my gratitude has some unbelievable benefits. It boosts your immune system. It improves mental health. It improves relationships. It increases optimism. When I tell people that gratitude boosts their immune system, they're like, what? No, let me explain something to you. The opposite of gratitude is disquietude, frustration, pessimism. And all of these things are in a negative, not only creating a negative energy emission or negative frequency, they also are in the stress category. So worry, anxiety, anger, bitterness, jealous, all these are in the stress category. They tend to trigger a stress response of some sort from a neurological perspective, which triggers the adrenal gland, which sits above the kidney, to release cortisol and adrenaline in the body. Now, in short bursts during a very hyperactive event, like you're running from somebody shooting at you, or you're doing a real quick 30 to 35 to 40-minute pump in the gym, you can trigger that, and that adrenaline will help you get through it. That adrenaline and cortisol is going to increase your heart rate, is going to bring all of your blood flow to the extremities where you need it to be when you're exhibiting some sort of extreme physical activity. But over the long haul, here's the thing: cortisol, especially, is extremely damaging to the organs. It attacks the immune system. So the more you worry, the more you attack your immune system. I literally wrote about this at the beginning of the pandemic. One of my biggest concerns was the isolation and the fear, and the heightened level of fear about the pandemic was going to cause an additional health crisis. And we're starting to see it now. It's going to play out in a lot of different ways over the next several years, because the heightened stress, first of all, the isolation is going to mess with your immune system. Being isolated doesn't expose you to the natural processes of your body coming in contact with different pathogens and building up an immunity to it. So your immune system is going to be compromised just by being in an isolated situation. But also, the fear is got you constantly releasing cortisol into your body. That's we call it chronic stress. You can call it anxiety disorder, whatever you're talking about. You're talking about a situation where your immune system is being attacked. And so when you have gratitude, the first thing that gratitude does is it settles you. It puts you in a place of optimism. It puts you in a place of emotional stability. It gives you a sense of expectation and hope. When you are gratitude, I tell people all the time, gratitude is the gateway to abundance. In other words, when you don't know how to be grateful for the things that you have accomplished, for the things that you already have. And here's the thing that I get people, when people say, well, this happened to me, in the past. And right now my life sucks. So I had a horrible past, and so I had a horrible past, and my present sucks. So what do I have to be grateful for? Again, if you're still breathing, you're still in the fight. So what does that really truly mean? If you're still breathing, it means you still have an opportunity to change your situation. I am grateful when I wake up in the morning because I have an opportunity to be better than I was yesterday. I'm grateful in the morning because when I wake up, I have an opportunity to touch some lives that I didn't reach yesterday. When I wake up in the morning, I'm grateful because there's an opportunity to move in a way and be a certain person and to experience the breakthrough that I've been fighting for, that has been maybe avoiding me, or maybe pushing me back, or maybe resisting me. But I have another opportunity. That's something to be grateful for, because a bunch of people didn't wake up this morning. A bunch of people woke up in much more difficult situations than you. I tell people, I've had to visit and work with people and help families in situations where their loved ones were wasting away, or the person themselves was uh, days and sometimes hours away from transitioning. I've seen people lose absolutely everything and need to find some answers. And I'm telling you that no matter what you think your problem is, I guarantee you, if you look hard enough, you're going to find somebody going through it worse than you. And in that thing, you're going to find somebody going through something worse to you with a better mindset and a better focus and a better state of mind about it. Why? Because they understand that the breakthrough is coming. They understand that they're not stuck in a moment. They understand that if I hang on long enough and I sit up and I trust and I believe, my positive belief and optimism proves it. Let me tell you, when I tell you that being grateful improves optimism, it's not just a feel good. Optimism isn't simply a feel good space. Optimism isn't simply the ability to see things through a positive lens. Optimism literally is a platform for achieving beyond what can be expected. There has literally been studies. There was one study done, several thousand students that graduated from Yale. It was done some time ago. I think it started in the 70s and it went to the 90s. But the study was they wanted to evaluate these seniors, these graduates, that were the graduating class of, I believe, 72. I can't remember exactly, but they wanted to study them. So they took them and they asked them a bunch of questions. They did a bunch of things. They were trying to see how people fare. And they broke them down into two primary groups, optimists and pessimists. And what they found is the pessimist tends to be a little bit more accurate in assessing their situation. When you look at a pessimist, their assessment of their situation is a lot more closer and accurate than optimist just seems to see everything way better than it really is. And when you evaluate it from an objective perspective, you see it like it's really not that good, guy. It's really not that good, ma'am. But they see it that way. Now, here's the thing. You would think that the person that has the more grounded perspective on life, the more grounded and real as people perceive it, perspective of life is going to have the better chance of surviving because they're going to see things as they are and make decisions based on what they're able to see. And they won't get caught with their head in the clouds and daydreaming and believing a bunch of stuff that isn't real. Well, here's what happened. They came back 20 years, and what they found is the optimists had fared significantly better in their lives than the pessimists. Why? Because you process things from an optimistic perspective in a way that doesn't allow the negativity, the fear, and the anxiety that comes with looking at something and saying, oh my God, it's horrible. Immediately triggers what? The stress response. The stress response takes blood flow from your prefrontal cortex and moves it towards your extremities. The problem is the things that you think with, the reasoning, the rationale, the impulse control, all those things come from the prefrontal cortex, the frontal lobe of your brain. So when you literally go through these stressful moments, you shut down that because you start to automatically, instinctively, and primitively pull blood flow from it and send it to your extremities. You know how many people are sitting at their desk on a regular day going through fight or flight multiple times a day? When the boss walks in the room, when the coworker gets on their nerves, when they get the phone call from their kid's school, but they can't leave work to go do it because they can't afford to lose their job. All of these different things are stressful situations that trigger the stress response, that shut down your ability to make wise decisions, that shuts down your ability to see beyond the moment, that shuts down your ability to unleash your imagination, which has the answer to any situation you want, because what solutions don't exist, you can create them. That's the beauty of this unbelievable mind that God gave us, is that the answer is always there. The problem is you can become so overwhelmed with what it is you're going through that you can't face down what you're dealing with and you can't see beyond it. The moment becomes so big that it consumes you. That's where you get a person who's in a victim mindset, a person who believes life is happening to them. They can't see beyond the moment because they have accepted this current circumstance as their reality. The problem is the more you focus on the problem, the more you identify with the problem. The more you identify with the problem, you move from temporary pain to long-term suffering. Pain is inevitable. Everybody's going to experience it. Suffering is a choice. What does that mean? That means that you can choose to look at the moment that you're experiencing and the pain that you're going through and say, this is temporary, that I'm going to move out of this. There's a reason to be grateful because when I come out of this, I will have learned something. When I come out of this, I will be stronger. When I come out of this, I'll be wiser. When I come out of this, there will be things I understand about life and know about life now that I didn't. More importantly, when I come out of this, I will have the confidence that I can go through difficult moments and it not destroy me. I will be able to face down the things in my future that present themselves as obstacles, understanding that they're only illusions and that I have the ability to move through them because my destiny is written. The very nature and definition of destiny says that it's destined to happen. What I love it's this beautiful little short definition of destiny given in the movie Deja Vu by the antagonist. He tells Denzel, do you know the definition of destiny? Denzel says, what is it? He says, the more you try to stop it, you only ensure that it happens. Everything in front of you is simply a part of your destiny. It can't stop it. The only one that can stop your destiny is you. by accepting your circumstances as being final, accepting failure as final, accepting setbacks as final, accepting difficult moments as final, accepting an unfavorable financial situation as being final. A lot of you have bought into poverty and lack because you accepted your current situation as being your final situation and you stop seeking a solution to it. The moment that you accept something, you're no longer seeking the solution. You're no longer seeking an alternative. No, you're no longer seeking something better. You have made up in your mind that this is just how it is and nothing's going to change. So I'm going to sit right here and just move through it. This is my life. No, it's not. Your life is what you decide. You're literally producing your life with the thoughts you're having right now. The problem is the vast majority of your thoughts are focused on your problem and how unmovable your problem is. And so everything that your thoughts are producing is creating the perpetuation of the problem instead of you stepping back and saying, there's something inside of me greater than what I'm seeing. There's something inside of me greater than what I have experienced. There's something inside of me capable of rising to a high level. I am going to be grateful today because there's an opportunity for me to move in a way that I've never moved before. I'm going to be grateful today because there's something out there that I can seize hold to that will take me to the next level. I'm going to reach up a little higher, grab a hold to a higher rung. I'm going to pull myself up. I don't care if it takes every ounce of strength I have today. I will not go to bed the same person that woke up. I will not go to bed with the same mindset. I am going to exhibit and execute gratitude in my life because gratitude opens the gateway to the abundance that I desire to experience, the abundance in love, the abundance in relationships, the abundance in finance, the abundance in capacity, the abundance to reach. My success predominantly is measured in my impact and reach. Do I need to excel financially? Absolutely. It's a part of my plan. Do I need to excel in the expansion and in the scaling of my businesses? Yes, it's a part of my plan. It's something I'm working on intensively now. But my thing is, how many lives am I touching? How many people am I helping heal? How many people am I encouraging? Are people better when I encounter them? I'm talking about one-time chance encounters. The person that I stop at and bless at the light. Are they better now? Or did I just give them money? Or did I give them something besides money? Did I touch their lives with a word? And I'm telling you, people have touched my life with words at times when I'm fighting through something and it happens again. This is not about somebody finding this zone where nothing goes wrong. It's about understanding that no matter what goes wrong, I'm built for it. But there are business people that come to me and say, hey, look, don't let that current situation get you down. And they spoke into my life power. The blessing that they brought along with that is immeasurable. And then what? So I imagine when I'm doing that, I'm saying, hey, look, what you're going through doesn't have to be the end game. It doesn't have to be the final say so. There's a blessing beyond what I'm putting in your hand right now. There's a blessing beyond what I'm saying right now. You've got to believe in the blessing. You've got to believe in the opportunity. You got to believe that you can change. You got to believe that you can rise. You got to believe that there's absolutely nothing that can stop a willful intent that is willing to bet its very own existence against the odds in order to achieve the thing that it believes it was designed to do. Let me tell you something. You are not stuck. But if you don't learn how to be grateful, all you'll see is darkness. There's plenty of it around to see. You are going to have to learn how to be grateful. Thankful Thursday. It's not just a state of mind. It's not, I'm just going around. There's healing in gratitude. There is well-being, mental and physical well-being in being grateful. There are scientific studies that prove it. Your immune system benefits from your gratitude, and it suffers when you don't exhibit it. Some of us are stressing ourselves to death. Some of us are worrying ourselves to death. Some of us are literally ciphering the life out of our existence because we don't know how to step into our gratitude. We'll look, it's got to present itself right in front of us for us to be thankful. No, I have this unbelievable ability to sit up and design something in my mind and make it become real. Why am I going to sit up and be caught up in a moment that cannot last forever? Because this entire world and life is dynamic. We live on a continuum, meaning that life is constantly in motion. We're never still. We're just constantly either being pushed back to the same spot over and over again, or moving backwards, or we're moving forwards. We are going to have to find ourselves and trust that what we have inside of us is big enough to push us to where the places we want to go. Stop allowing the circumstance to rule. I'll say this one more time and then I'm going to close. Look, pain is inevitable. You're going to run into some stuff. You're not going to avoid it. But when you start to identify with the situation that caused the pain, you go from temporary pain to long-term suffering. And see, pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. You can't immediately change the situation, but what you can do is identify with your purpose, identify with your gifting, identify with your potential, identify with your destiny. Sit up and say, I'm going through, headed to. And that's the beautiful thing. So people say, but how I'm going through, headed to the things that I have established that I will do in my life, the impact that I will have on this world, the legacy I will leave behind. I'm going through. I'm going through it. I'm not stuck. I'm going through. I'm grateful. I'm waking up. That's not a morning I don't wake up and say thank you. Doesn't mean that the day before I didn't get my butt kicked in some way, form, or fashion. It just means that I refuse to that. And what happens is, if I look back over the course of my life, have I taken some hits? Absolutely. But when I look over the course of my life, I've accomplished some things that the average person will not accomplish. I've been places that the average person will not be. I've experienced things that the average person will not be. Does it make me better than the average person? No. It just makes me more aware and more willing to go and do things, to see things different. Nobody's better than anybody else. Some people are just willing to go and do it. And there's no one path to it, but you're going to have to wake up. You're going to have to go out and do it. You're going to have to take the shackles of your mind. There's nothing more powerful in this universe than the mind unleashed. Nothing more powerful in the universe than the mind unleashed. When you unleash the mind, you begin to obtain things you once thought was impossible. When you unleash the mind, you begin to experience things you once only fantasized about. When you unleash the mind, you start to solve the enigmas that have plagued your family for generations. When you unleash the mind, you start to see things differently and you start to understand, I'm not stuck. Like I said, last night, I stood up and I contacted a number of clients and asked, hey, what do you think is the greatest value in products and services that I have brought to the table since you've been knowing me and working with me, whatever. What do you like? And of course, the people who are doing the packages, the bronze and the platinum package, I hardly ever have a silver or gold package. It's either bronze or platinum. But those people are obviously saying, man, working with you one-on-one is off the chain, and I've got people who have read up 3 times, another person that's already talking about doing it a 4th time, and it's great. But here's the thing. Not everybody's there. Not everybody's ready. So I say, what is something that I offer that almost anybody can do? And almost to a person, crushing limiting beliefs. Why? Because it's unleashing the mind. It's taking the minds out of the shackles of limitations. The limitations you have in this world are solely based off of the beliefs you hold and the thoughts they create. Your thoughts become things. You are literally living in the things of your thoughts of yesterday. The thoughts of the day will become the things of tomorrow. As a man thinks, so is he. And so when you unleash the mind, you free yourself to become that person that can do the things that you so desperately want to do. Crushing Limiting Beliefs is an awesome course that I created. It's a 15-module course. It comes with several hours of lectures of me actually teaching the course, but you get to go through it, the 15 modules alone. You can email me with any questions, and there will be a follow-up session that would normally be worth $425, but I'm going to give it to you because I want you to be able to sit down with me, tell me what you got, ask any questions, and we really probe during this session to find out the best possible way to send you out with a new frame of mind, a new paradigm, and how to confront the limiting beliefs you haven't identified yet. Because trust me, they're always popping up. And the goal is to be able to understand how you confront it, how you cast it aside, how you replace it with a liberating belief that allows you to move into the next realm of possibility. This course is affordable. Probably the most affordable course out there at the discounted price that is listed at. The link is in the box. Unleash your mind. And the first thing that you must master is gratitude. Everything around what I do is centered in gratitude because it settles me. It provides a peace in turbulent times because I trust the process. And I'm grateful for what I've had, what I have, and what I will be able to accomplish in the future. As long as I'm breathing, I'm not done yet. And you are no different. Unleash your mind. Be grateful. Find a way to create gratitude. Prime yourself in the morning. I tell you, before I pick this thing up, it's 30 minutes to an hour. Before I pick it up. Why? Because I'm not going to surrender my sovereignty to something I can't predict what it's going to be. Maybe good news on it, but it may be bad news. If it's going to be bad news, it's going to find me in a state of gratitude, having already established that I'm grateful, that I'm thankful, and in a mindset that can handle it. So now when I engage it, my prefrontal cortex isn't on edge because I woke up with all these problems already on my mind. Oh my God, this is what happened yesterday. Oh my God, what else is going to go wrong? No. Okay, I'm going to deal with it. And two things are going to happen in life when you hit challenges. It's either going to destroy you and kill you, or you're going to survive it. And if I'm going to survive it, I'm going to survive it fighting. I'm going to survive it rising and striving and reaching and pushing. Why? Because that's how I flex. It's just like going in the gym. If I don't go in the gym and I don't meet resistance while I'm in the gym in some form, I'm not in the gym gaining anything. I'm just in the gym. That's people in life. They're running for every piece of resistance. They are terrified of meeting resistance. They want something to flow smoothly. So they go find places where it's going and there's no, but you're not getting anything done. You're not building, you're not getting stronger, you're not preparing. You're not going to be ready for the next thing that comes because you're not doing what. But when you go in the gym and you say, I'm gonna go here, man, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna burn, I'm gonna be out of breath. But what's gonna happen? I'm gonna be better suited to live this life in a more physical state and do things that I could not do physically a year ago. Same thing with my physical transformation. Someone that had been in the holistic health field their entire life had allowed themselves to totally get away. And I decided, nope, I'm not going to give myself any more excuses. I'm going to change. I'm going to take this weight off. 50 pounds later, here I am, heart healed, off almost all the medication since the heart attack, blood pressure regulating, more energy, more vibrant, and obviously, feeling better and looking better. But it was just a choice in stepping outside of the excuses, stepping outside of the idea that, hey, man, this is where I'm at. This is what's going on. You just get old in your metabolism. You get yourself, no, hell no. I have a responsibility to be at my best in every area, 100% of the time until the day I die. I don't get to take breaks anymore, but it's a state of mind. Unleash your mind. If you really want to truly do that, look, I want you to get Crushing Limiting Beliefs. Plus, I want the opportunity after you finish the course. When you buy the course, you're going to get an email from the support team. They're going to make sure everything is set up and you've got everything you need. Then you're going to hear from me. I'm going to personally get you what you need to take the course. Then I'm going to tell you when you're finished, email me. And at that point, we're going to schedule a time to sit down and we're going to get this one-on-one. And it's going to be specifically about what you're going through, specifically about where you're at, specifically about what you want, specifically about what's the next step. And then we create a path and we create an expectation and we move out from that. So if you haven't signed up and you haven't taken this course before, now's the time to do it. On that note, look, I'm out of here. You guys have an unbelievable day. As I always say, I live my life on full so that when I leave this place, I die on E. On that note, you guys have an unbelievable day, and I will talk to you at another time.